This right here is the Volkswagen GT Plus Sport concept. So it's a concept right now, but it will be launching later this year. Key changes include a lot of black detailing to the car. So you've got these really cool looking blacked out alloys. You've got the red brake calipers. There's these little wing tips down here that you can see that are all about adding that additional level of sportiness to the vehicle. And yeah, I mean, overall, it is still a Virtus, but you do get the black detailing at the back as well. So you've got a nice black spoiler over here, and you can also see the blacked out rear diffuser. So gives it a nice sporty touch. This is all stemming from the fact that Volkswagen has felt the need for a little bit more individuality on their products. They want their cars to stand out a little bit more. And even customer sentiment has been driving this a lot for them. So if you take a quick peek inside, you can see that there's been a lot of additional detailing done to the cabin as well to give it that nice sporty look and feel. So we're talking about nice ventilated seats on board as well. And again, you don't have too much in terms of change to the dash, but clean, upmarket, and stylish. That's what Volkswagen's always been about. This is one of the best rear seats in the business. This is also unchanged, but the all black treatment to the cabin is something that is stand out, and it looks great against the white contrast of the vehicle. So the GT Plus Sport is something that's going to come out a little later, and you do get a lot of really cool stuff on board. So that includes the nice dual tone look. So you got this carbon gray rooftop, which again adds a touch of individuality to the vehicle. Overall, we're talking about a nice, fun to drive sedan. The Volkswagen Virtus has always been great. This is going to get the 1.5 liter engine, and we know that TSI unit is just such a blast to drive. So that also remains unchanged. Power remains unchanged, and you do get it with that really cool DSG transmission on board. So a lot going for it. I think this is definitely one of the cars to look out for this year. It's a great variant on the Virtus platform, and yeah, I guess Volkswagen does have a trick or two up its sleeve with this one. Going electric is the new mantra, and for Volkswagen's electric innings in India, it's going to start with the ID.4. Now this premium looking large SUV, I'm just going to back up here to give you a slightly better glimpse of the car. So over here you can see that it's a nice large SUV, rides on massive 19-inch wheels as well, and it has that futuristic look to it. So great flowing lines, got the dual tone look on this particular one, and overall, even at the rear, you can see that the detailing, the lights, everything are really top notch. So the ID4 is what is going to kick off Volkswagen's electric innings in India. We're expecting it later this year. Hopefully by the festive season, this should be in the market, and we hope that pricing will be on point. And like all manufacturers who are moving electric, there's obviously a lot riding on this product for Volkswagen. And as you can see, just going back to little bits about the design, it's all about clean flowing lines, and that's again got to do with efficiency and getting the most out of your battery. So you want your vehicle to sort of cut through the air. And the one thing that they will make sure of is that you get ample ground clearance, because that is something that we need in our country for sure. Now let's take a look inside and a quick peek at what the ID4 is all about. So as I said, coming to the cabin, it's a minimalistic look, very much like what you find on pretty much all new Volkswagen vehicles. I pretty much like this new way of doing the driver information display. It's a nice small screen. You get a larger screen with your infotainment system over there. Being electric, you've got a nice flat floor. And also when you take a look at the seats and everything, great contours, great surfaces, and just taking a closer look at the steering wheel as well, you can see that you've got that whole Volkswagen experience going for you. Again, this is just a quick peek at what you get with the ID4 on the inside, and I'm going to show you the back seat and the space as well. Up front, it's really well appointed, but in the back, You've got brilliant leg space, which is great for even a tall person like me. Like I said, with the flat floor, as you can see, there's no tunnel over here. It actually frees up quite a bit of leg space even for the person sitting in the center. The roof is a nice glass roof, so you've got this panoramic glass roof, which is again giving you that sense of an airy cabin and a spacious cabin at that. So definitely looking forward to this e-SUV coming to the market, and that is what you get with the ID4. Now, we don't know about the timelines as such, but as I mentioned earlier, the ID4 is expected most likely by the festive season this year in India, and we really hope that Volkswagen prices it rather aggressively. The EV segment, that it would sort of sit in, what my expectation is that it is going to go up against products like the Ioniq 5, which is pretty much the only major player in that segment, the other being the BYD Atto. But size-wise, it does look a little larger than both of them. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out in the market and what Volkswagen does with the ID4 when it finally comes to the country. Volkswagen is introducing the Taigun GT line, and while it does get the GT badging, what this one is the 1-liter TSI version of the Taigun, and it again fits in with their entire category of having a sporty SUV in their lineup. So overall, when we look at the Taigun and the Virtus lineup, it's divided into 3 pretty much straight-up zones. So you've got the GT, you've got the Chrome, the Sport, and the GT Edge. The GT line now sits at the 1-liter space, and you do get the 1-liter TSI engine on board, but it gets all the other cool jing bang that we love about GT models. So there's a lot of black, there's a lot of detailing, and when it comes to the cabin, there's a lot of features as well. So design-wise, while it's not changed too much, what you do get is a slightly more finished cabin in terms of creature comforts on board, and nice elements to the dash and everything going for you. It's all black, going with that entire sporty GT trim, and looks great. Performance-wise, it's going to be no different from the 1-liter TSI, which I should tell you is quite a blast to drive in the first place. But this is again stemming from customer demand. Volkswagen has seen that there's a lot of individualization, a lot of customization happening with the Taigun and the Virtus. But talking about the Taigun over here, this is basically Volkswagen's answer to people who buy the 1-liter but wanted to have a little bit more in terms of frills on board and a little bit more in terms of the style quotient. So you can see the all black alloys are standard on the GT line version. There's a nice black finish to the front. You get darkened LED headlamps, which is again another standout feature on it. And yeah, performance-wise, you do get the GT line with both the manual transmission as well as the automatic. There's no DSG on this one just yet, but that's what they're going for over here. And speaking of what Volkswagen wants to achieve with the GT line, it's not just about giving another variant in the lineup. It is about catering to customer demand and responding to it really fast. So I think that that's something that they're onto. It's definitely great that they introduced so many new variants of the Taigun, and on that note, the Virtus as well. And it really shows that they're keeping a close eye and ear as to what customers want, and they're able to react and come out with products really fast on that count. Volkswagen is all set to introduce a new variant on the Taigun lineup. So we had the GT Plus make its debut last year, and now we're getting the GT Plus Sport. Now, from a design standpoint, there's not too much different from the GT variants that we see in the market. However, Volkswagen has done quite a bit in terms of giving it these neat black elements. So you've got slightly darkened headlights, you've got these black alloys. I really like the red brake calipers that you do get on the GT variants, and that's something that definitely has a lot of appeal. Now, the GT Plus Sport is going to sit right below the GT Edge, which is their top-of-the-line GT spec vehicles in the market. And it is a very interesting place to be because Volkswagen is looking at introducing this uh, with a price point in mind. So if you got the GT Edge sort of leading the lineup, it is the sport editions that are going to be making up the chunk of where Volkswagen is going to cash in on all of these changes. And these new variants have also been coming out because Volkswagen's seen that there's a lot of customization happening. Buyers tend to add new features. They want more out of their products. So by keeping an ear to the ground, Volkswagen has done a fine job of coming out with new variants from time to time, and the GT Plus Sport is one such variant. So you do get the nice 1.5 liter TSI on board. You've got all of that going for you. You can get it in the manual and the DSG variant. So there's all of that yeah. So you do get it with the 1.5 TSI on board, like I mentioned, and transmission options are the manual and the DSG. So that remains unchanged. Power, performance, all of that is standard across the range. There's been no change on that front. But with the sport variant, apart from some of these cosmetic changes that you do see on board, with the blackout treatment that it much deserved, performance and all of that remains largely the same. So it is a visual upgrade. It's about giving you a slightly more enhanced look and feel, and not so much about performance. But a quick look inside, and I will show you how the all black treatment to the cabin also looks really great. So getting inside, you can see that the black treatment with the red stitching, that sporty element, the GT badging on the seats, it's all there, but the cabin by and large remains the same on what you get with the GT Plus variant. There's not too much of change on that front, but seated inside, you can see even the steering gets the nice red stitching. It's got a nice look and feel to it. There's the red element running over here, playing against the black, and that is pretty much what the GT is all about. So a visual upgrade more than anything else, but it does add to the lineup and it does cater to what customer demand is. And I think when the pricing does come out, we're going to find that these sport variants that Volkswagen has introduced are going to be the ones to really go for. You're getting a lot of kit, you're getting a lot of the stuff that you really want, and it will be at a more affordable price range. But just before I leave, I'll just show you the screen up there and zoom in a bit, so you get an idea of how Volkswagen is playing out their entire GT strategy now. So you've got the Chrome line, the Sport line, and the GT Edge line. The GT Edge line is the top of the line product. Then you've got the Sport, which is what we've just looked at. And as you can see, that there is two variants of it now, the 1.5 and the 1 liter. And the 1 liter gets the GT line, while the 1.5 gets the GT Plus. And on the Chrome, you've got the complete package, which Volkswagen rolled with from the beginning. But on that note, they've obviously done a lot in getting these products out to market. I think adding new variants at the pace that they're adding them at is definitely something that the market needs, and this level of response is something that shows that Volkswagen is paying close attention to what customers want and giving them products that suit their lifestyle, suit their need, and come with the features that they're looking for.